Oh, geez. I'm so nervous. It's like it's the first time I'm doing a podcast. Guess what? Guess what, everybody? We're done. We are done. Sad to say, but we're done. Right, hon? Tell
For
us.
season 1. We are done for season 1.
Clickbait. We're done for season 1. We're gonna toast to that before we start.
Yep.
This is a toast.
Cheers.
Me and my lovely co-host Tyler over here to a beautiful season 1 of the Growin Samoan podcast. That's the title of this last episode of season 1. Is we're done. It's clickbaity-ish, but hey, a lot of people want people to fail all the time. It's like human nature. But
Misery loves company.
Hey, misery loves company. Talo falava, welcome back. Malolele, aloha, yorana, pulavinaka, kiora, mabuhay, afade, ni hao, hola, ciao. These are all at the top of my head because this is episode 31, and we've been saying and learning new ways to say hello to our listeners. Welcome back. The journey continues, and sorry to say, y'all, but this is our last episode for season 1.
Right.
But we just want to tell everybody, all the listeners, the viewers, big thank you. Big thank you to everybody who's tuned in, everybody who's learned a little bit something, everybody who's just tuning in and you just found this podcast. More power to you. I hope that you learn some stuff and you get more education in finances, and every story that we have on each episode can help you, push you to reach certain goals in your life. This is Kopo. Say hi, son.
Hi.
All right. Now get out of here, man. You did the same thing in episode 1 at the beginning of the season. But I love you, son. Go hang out in my room. He's Kopo. He's that's our son. Anyways, this has been a fun time, a fun journey. And before we go on, of course, like always, please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Can you do it on? I don't know if you can do it on Spotify. We're on Spotify too. I'm not sure, but spread the word. Spread the word. Tell your family, your friends, your folks, your peoples about the Growin Samoan podcast, because you can learn something and it can help you out if you think that it'll help them out. But if not, just listen to some cuts on Spotify or something. Before we start off, big shout outs to all the listeners. You right now listening, whoever you may be. If you know us, if we know you. If you don't know us, we don't know you, and this is your first time. If you just happen to stumble upon it, or your family or your friends, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in each episode, and we hope and pray that all is well with you guys. Big shout outs to everybody that's been on the show. Mm-hmm. We had some guests.
Yes.
Big shout outs to first episode, DJ OMG and Paulo, the brothers. Big shout outs to them. Big shout outs to Leah also.
Mm-hmm.
We had Leah, and then we had Anna. Hey, Anna, you're up in the house. Can't forget also about my boy Pat. I love you, Oos. Stay up in the 808. Big shout outs to Pat. Patrick, love you, Uso. Yeah, can't forget about my Oos. Big shout outs to Law and Sosi. Law, also known as Oos Skywalker. Big shout out to Miki. The episode, I forgot what episode number, that was in the LBC. Family Time in LBC episode. Mm-hmm. Who else we had? Hines, my man Hines. He interviewed us, and we put that on our episode too, on our podcast. And who else did we have? Isaac. Big shout out to Isaac T.
To Nana.
Isaac T. and to Nana. Nana, we love you. We know you're doing great things.
Emmanuel.
Oh, yeah, Solid. Big
And
shout out
Solid.
to Solid, too. And, yeah, a lot's been going on in the world, baby. A lot has been going. Oh, big ups to a special shout out to our nephew, Keith Ismail.
Yes.
And we didn't talk about that a lot, but today they're actually having a graduation party. Today is Saturday, June
20th. The day before Father's Day.
The day before Father's Day, y'all. So it's been actually a year, almost a year, one day till that we started this podcast, the Growin Samoan podcast.
Yep, since we had episode 1.
Yeah, on Father's Day. Now, I was thinking about doing it tomorrow on Father's Day, but I was like, no, just knock it out now. Just get it done and, so I can enjoy my Father's Day tomorrow, which I don't mind if, but.
That just means we have to be nice.
But it's just been busy. We've been busy. And, yeah, big shout outs to our nephew, Keith Ismail. He got drafted in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. He went in the 5th round.
In the 5th round by the Washington Redskins. And he's a center offensive lineman. And he has his number 6060.
Yeah. And so today they're having as Samoans would call it, an ainga, or a party.
And it's also a graduation for him and for his little sister.
Yep. And then Sade is promoting.
Yeah, and also big shout outs to all the graduates out there.
Yeah.
La Cella's graduated down there, out down there in the Bay Area.
Yep,
and big
Cuddy, Josiah.
My man Mac Josiah graduated from Bellamy Prep. And there's so many.
Yeah, so many out there. Class of 2020.
Goddess just graduated today too. She out here. Oh, big shout outs to Goddess.
Big shout out to the class of 2020 because COVID was unexpected. And
Bubba graduated too. Big shout outs to Bubba.
Yeah.
There's so many graduates out there. And if I missed your name, congratulations. 2020. Yeah. It's the parades. We did the parade thing.
Yeah. It was our first participation in a graduation drive-by parade.
Graduation drive-by parade. We did go attend the one in Lakewood.
Yep. In Lakewood, Washington.
For our nephew Josiah, and it was pretty. What? Our cousin. I keep calling him my nephew. No, the reason why
he's young. He's the same age as our younger boys, but he is the youngest cousin.
Yeah.
He is the youngest sibling of Uncle Sefo and Auntie Longy's kids.
Thank you for correcting me. She always corrects me. You're good at that. I love you.
I have to remind him so that he doesn't call his cousin nephew when we see him.
Sometimes I call my nephews bro. Not all the times, but or dude, bro. Anyways, I just thought it was a trip going to my younger Cuddy's graduation ceremony, and it was the parade because of all the COVID-19 stuff going on.
Yeah.
And while we were doing the parade, it was cool. We were beeping the horn, a big shout out to all the Lakewood fam down there showing their love. And
I wish we spent a little bit more time.
That's right. We couldn't spend enough time because I want to send a big special shout out to my big sissy Alice on her 50th birthday.
We were celebrating
I love
her
you, Al.
50th.
For the rest of my life, always and forever. And more 50 more can come. Love you, sis. Because we had her birthday party the same day.
Yeah.
But hey, here's a great story. All right, great story. When we went down to the graduation parade, as we were saying goodbyes, somebody drives by in a nice car, and that somebody was Law and his son. That's Law and Saucy from our episodes 11 and 12, I think. And he goes, "Hey guys. Look at the new car." He's like, "Thanks. If it wasn't for you and you guys teaching about credit, I would never have gotten this." So big shout outs to Law.
Yeah, big shout out to you, bro.
But
you deserve it.
I wanted to talk more, but we all had to. It was so busy. We had to cut out.
We were in a rush. We had a lot of passengers in our car and the kids. So.
But Law Skywalker, if you're listening, thank you, because that's the reason why I wanted to do this podcast with my wife, is to just share what we've learned by other people who have become smart with finances through financial education. And you picked up on it because, just if the listeners don't know what we're talking about, go to episode 11 and 12 and listen to that episode with Law and Saucy. he was like, did a little gig together at the club. I mean, and I was DJing, and I told him about our podcast, and he got hooked. And ever since then, great things have been happening for him, and it feels good when we hear about those things that happen, and that's what it's all about. Just sharing information.
Those are wins.
Yeah,
little
wins.
Those are definitely little wins. There's big wins, and then there's little wins, and that's definitely a little win for us that what we're putting out there about financial education is hitting somebody.
Yeah, that's a big win.
Somewhere. So.
That's a big win for us. That's a big win. That.
So we appreciate you.
Oh, big time.
For listening and for
I got the mic on. Yeah, for listening and
for taking what we have and what we've done and applying it to your life. That's a big plus.
Yeah, and that's amazing. I was just like that. That's exactly what I'm talking about, because we're older gentlemen, me and Law, and there's probably people older than us who don't know anything, have never heard the word financial education or financial literacy or just basic things about budgets and stuff like that we talk about on this podcast. But the Growin Samoan podcast is meant for that, for us to just preach, preach and share, just mainly share the information that we're learning and how it's just doing miraculous things for us in our lives.
No preaching here, just sharing.
Even though my dad was if I fail, I preach knowledge and wisdom of finance.
I share.
And I say my prayers too, so no. But yeah, I just want to start this final episode out with giving big shout outs to everybody who subscribed and to our YouTube page. We got 100 subscribers. Hey, hey, you know what? 100 to me is the shiznit, because I wasn't really expecting anything. You know,
we just put it out there for whoever needed to find what they need, and hopefully they found it on what we provide. So,
and like we said from episode 1, if it grows, it grows. That's what it's all about. And with that being said, big shout outs to everybody who's been on the YouTube channel, commenting and stuff like that, showing some support and subscribing. It's cool. We don't really get anything from YouTube, really. There's no affiliates or no ads or nothing, because I'm a podcaster. This is what I do. We just podcast. We talk, we share information through audio, and then we just play it to the rest of the world, targeting our Polynesian Pacifica people, And the YouTube channel was just something that I got from other podcasters.
It's just a resource.
Yeah, it's just another resource to throw out there, because everybody can get a YouTube, has access to YouTube.
My child loves YouTube.
Yeah, so instead of, if you don't have access to listening to podcasts, people just hop on YouTube and just search Growin Samoan. And I think a lot of people stumble on it by just searching on YouTube. How you just go down that rabbit hole and you just Samoan people, and then boom, they see my goofy face like this, smiling, But we need it. And that's the main thing of putting it out there, is because like I was saying to some other guests that we talk afterwards, is that I don't really promote. I've been doing a little bit of promotion on Instagram and Twitter, but I kind of I'm gonna start to back off on that, because I don't know, it's the beautiful thing about podcasts is your own thing. You can do whatever the hell you want. So I was like, I'll just keep it podcast and YouTube, but I'm gonna keep my Twitter page and my Instagram. People who follow us, they kind of see that I've not really been posting anything. I don't know. I guess it's just too much. When there's too much stuff, I try to be a simple man, but when there's too many things that I gotta juggle around, it's like, man, there's too much stuff. So
we're different. We don't. I don't promote nothing.
Yeah, but our
At all.
promotion is through you guys.
Yeah,
Spread the word.
if I talk to somebody who happened to mention that they listen to the podcast and they bring it up, whether that be family or friends, I think that's kind of networking for me. We don't promote. We just, if they have any questions, it's asked and answered right then and there, or if not, just direct them to the right place.
Yeah, and just sharing.
Yeah.
We're just sharing. Just being out there. Just want to leave it out there for the world. This is my legacy as a Samoan man growing up in this day and age, and I want to leave that legacy out there for my children and for anybody who it can help, could stumble upon. That's my name right there. Anyways, I'm just fixing something. Get that off. There you go. That's my name at DJ Handdog Facebook page. Because that's my my DJ thing. I haven't been DJing because of COVID-19. But moving on, big shout outs again. And I want to read some comments to all you guys. The people who have been commenting, because you guys deserve it. You guys are the listeners, and you guys are what keeps me going and what keeps me pushing Tala to continue to do this with me, because she's like, I'm joking. All right, let me bring
He's
it
not
up.
joking. I'm not a.
So this one's I'm gonna read some comments from YouTube.
Okay.
From all of our growing Samoan listeners. This one is from the Tinania family. And they have a YouTube channel too. It's pretty cool. I follow them. We've been watching it. Big shout outs to them. And the Tinania family says, "Chihu, loving the podcast." That's dope. It's tight for Polynesians to get together and congratulate everybody. And thank you for subscribing. And I love you guys' content too.
Yeah,
Check them out.
I see a lot of, what is it, mukbang?
Yeah. They get down. They grub. They be grubbing and stuff.
Yeah.
That's Tinania family. You can find them on YouTube. They got their own channel. It's dope. They got like hella subscribers,
They do.
Yeah.
They also have a salon, so they do hair stuff.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
Yeah.
So big shout outs to them. The next comment is on YouTube also, and this is from Taylor May, my RNTV. Big shout outs. And she says, "I love your podcast, Neff and Niece. I pray that this helps more Samoans to grow. Everyone has a story, but without truth. That glamorous life really isn't what it is. Samoans need to continue to inspire one another so that we can grow. Pray God bless you both. I love you more." Oh, love you too, NCV.
Thanks, NCV.
And she commented that on Isaac T's video.
On his on our podcast
episode.
Yeah.
On the YouTube episode. Let's see what we got here. And we got, this is from Chris V. Big shout outs to Chris V. And he commented on the Black Lives Matter. Did I say that right this time? Yes, I did. The Black Lives Matter podcast episode. And he says, "You got a pretty good podcast, Uso. About to start my own with a few co-hosts on my line, but wanted to watch some Uso podcasts to check out the competitions." Or competition. LOL, JK. That means just kidding. Checking out the spoken words too. Let me see. Checking out the spoken words to other Usos around the world. Just doing homework, but wanted to congratulate you on your success thus far, Uso. We can only move forward from here. Y'all blessed. That's some love, baby. That's some love. Yeah. And then he says, also referring to this podcast subject, that was the BLM podcast. In most cases, I've experienced the cops see most colored as a threat. I, too, have been on the other end of a racial profiling. My speech impediment, my swag, the way I walk and talk, they see me, too, as black. And that's 90% of the time I've had run-ins with the police. I know some may have their own opinions and experiences, but in my case, along with most of my family here in Cali, are most of the times treated as black due to our skin tone. I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro. And I think it's like that, around the world too. But I feel you. Was she from Cali? I was raised in Cali at the younger age too. And
Yeah, I mean, um, growing up in the hood is kind of a normal occurrence. It's a little harder for me because I'm pretty fair.
yeah.
I literally can pass for a palangi, whether or not I want to. But that doesn't mean that I haven't seen it happen to family, friends. Just I totally understand. Used to be I kind of became the one that they would push to the forefront to go talk to the little.
Oh, really? I wonder why.
Which it kind of,
Maybe it's because your bite skin. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
But we totally understand. I just being poly in general.
That's why it's good for me to have a palangi looking wife, because I just send her inside the store to talk to those other palangis so they feel comfortable. Because if I go in there, then they get scared of a big Samoan oos, right, honey?
Right.
You know that's the truth.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I've
It's
seen it
nothing
happen.
wrong with that. It's human. It's human nature, but some humans take it way beyond nature.
Yeah, I mean.
So I think the movement is great. We talked about that in that episode, and we see changes. But people, let's focus on the unity. That's my main thing. I didn't know there was a lot more comments on this. I'm gonna read some more. This is tight. Here's another comment from Tadao M, and he says, "Tough Block Podcast, just found it. Gonna check it out. Appreciate you guys. Uso, keep up the great work." Now he's referring to our BLM episode when we were talking about the Tough Block.
That's definitely
podcast.
The subject. It is something that is still going on, and it's hopefully something that's going to make the right moves to move this country forward.
And big shout outs to the Tough Block podcast too. Yeah. And here's another one from Mary Kailani Lotto. And this is also from the BLM. She had commented on that episode. Love the broadcast. New subby. Hey, thank you for subbing. That means subscribe. Mm-hmm. Okay. I have a channel as well. Okay. It's always great seeing more polys on YouTube. I hope we can be friends and support each other. Can't wait to see more content. Well, I didn't even, this is the first time I've seen that one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
thank you.
Mary Kailani Lotso. She says she has her a YouTube channel, so go check her out too, y'all. Yeah. Check her out.
Support.
Yeah. Hey, much love to you, sister. Keep up the great work too. We're gonna check it out. I didn't see that comment because there's so many comments. Anyways, this is also from Tadao M. I also listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show on iHeartRadio. Man, it's crazy hearing it from a black person's perspective. They've had it rough over 400 years. Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national for this very reason, and the president spun to make it about disrespecting the flag in the military. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the issue. We all know that. That's why we ended off the episode with vote for The Rock for president. I vote The Rock for president. He's also, he's black too, and he's a great leader. Period. Shout outs to my nephew, Pushki.
Yeah, and that's on Pirioka.
That's Pirioka. Bitch. Let's see here. Oh, that's amazing. I didn't even know these comments were all in here. Let's see. All right, here's another one. This is from Chemo Martin. Big shout out to my Oos Chemo. He hit me up the other day, and he just stumbled upon the podcast, and he was tripping. He's like, "Hey, Oos, I don't even know your podcast." And we were chopping it up, but big shout out to him. This is what he says. He commented and said, "Good stuff, y'all. Just started tuning in. About to start binging. LOL." Hey, binge all you want, man. Binge away, and tell the homies about it too. We talked, and he had a lot of interesting things to say, and we were working on things for season 2. So big shout outs to you, Us. Big ups to everybody who commented.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that was it for now. Yeah. But that's some love right there. That's some love. We just wanted to say a little bit about our journey for this first season episode. I mean, first season of season 1 of the Growin Samoan podcast, and how my main thing was just inspiring everybody, encouraging everybody, putting out these podcasts every 2 weeks. Because I can't do every week. It's a lot, and it's my podcast. I can do it any the hell I want. So I like the 2-week thing, and I just hope that everybody gets some inspiration to keep striving, y'all. We grew up, all of us, not knowing anything about finances. This is not taught to us. This is not the stuff that we learn in schools. This is something that they keep away from us to learn. Why? I have no idea why. Everybody has their own opinions on why, but I know it now. And a great analogy to me, I was listening to actually a podcast earlier this morning while I was door dashing, and it was all about learning things. And the guy was like, you gotta be learning things that you're good at. You use your strengths, the little things and if you want to learn something new, just go at it. Just do it. You just got to try it out. And the guy on the podcast was talking about a Rubik's Cube. You know what a Rubik's Cube is, honey?
Yes.
What is a Rubik's Cube?
Well, it's that thing that you play with all the time.
With the little colors.
It's a little puzzle.
Square.
It's basically
stickers.
getting all the colors to.
Everybody knows what a Rubik's Cube is. I'm just. So he was comparing it like a Rubik's Cube. He's like, yeah, my daughter, she solves this Rubik's Cube, and she's teaching me, and I never thought in a million years I could solve a Rubik's Cube. Just something that when I grew up, I was like, there's no way in hell I can learn how to do that. No way. And then he said that his daughter taught him, and he learned how to solve the Rubik's Cube. When I listened to that story, it reminded me of me learning about financial education. I solved the Rubik's Cube before, and you okay? Mm-hmm. I'm just what? What's the matter?
Nothing.
Or you just listening to the story?
I'm just waiting for you to
go
on with the story.
So I saw this Rubik's Cube, right? But let me rewind back to what's similar to the guy. In a million years, I never thought I would be able to solve a Rubik's Cube as I was growing up as a child. I looked at it like, this is impossible to solve. This is crazy. Only geniuses can solve this. There's no way in hell anybody can solve this. And it was in my 30s, my late 30s or mid 30s. I got a present for Christmas. It was a Rubik's Cube. And in that present, in the Rubik's Cube, there was fucking directions on how to solve the goddamn Rubik's Cube. I was like, wait, what is this? And it was a 7-step algorithm on how to solve the Rubik's Cube. So it was around Christmas. I remember we were all at home, and I was in my room, and I was like, look, everybody's playing with their presents. I'm a grown-ass man, right? And I'm like, this fucking Rubik's Cube I've seen since I was a little kid, and there's directions for it. So what the fuck? Let me try this out then. God damn it, there's directions. Step 1. I started from step 1. It took an hour to do step 1. But it took maybe an hour and a half, and then I solved it. And then when I solved it, I was just so amazed that all it was directions. People out there, if you know what a Rubik's Cube is, you can literally go on YouTube and they'll teach you how to solve it right here, right now. Mm-hmm. Well, I learned from the the freaking directions that came in the little plastic box it came with. But when I solved it, I couldn't believe it. And the first thing I did, I took it to my other sister. I said, "Hey, look." And she's like, "What? No, you didn't." And I was like, "Yeah, I solved it. I'm a genius." So when I look at that story and to compare it to our journey with the Growin Samoan podcast, people, financial education is the Rubik's Cube. Financial education is the Rubik's Cube. Nobody thinks they can solve it. They step away. They're like, "No, I don't even know what that is." You look at it from a distance, you just run away, or you see it and you're just like, whatever. We'll let the rich people deal with that. Only rich people can figure that out. Only the rich does that. Only people that are wealthy. Only people that are highly, educated. Only people that's the Rubik's Cube story. But it's not true. We're living proof. We we found directions to financial education through a book. I found it through a book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That opened my eyes, opened the whole world to, what the fuck? This is how you do it? It's as simple as that? And ever since we found the directions, we've been solving this Rubik's Cube of financial education. And it's the puzzles, it's just getting better. We're solving it every day as we grow. But the what it is if you don't have the directions, you're never going to think it's going to be able to be solved. I went 30 plus years of just not even thinking there was instructions on how to solve a Rubik's Cube. I could have researched it myself. I could have done anything, but I was like, no, I don't. And that's exactly what happened in my 30 something years of money, financial education, financial literacy, is that I wasn't trying to. I wasn't searching hard enough. I wasn't reading books. I wasn't reading. That was the only thing you had to do. All I had to do, my dumb ass, would just pick up a book, a financial education book or personal finance book or something, and just read it. And it took me until 30 something years later for me to find the instructions to financial education and just be like, holy shit. So, like, people are spreading the word about solving the Rubik's Cube. That's what this podcast is. We're just trying to spread the word about financial education because it's not talked about in the Samoan community. It's not even talked about in any community, really. It's so the personal finance space is so small, but we're trying to make it grow in our Polynesian, Melanesian, Micronesian, Pacifica, Oceania, world, our demographic. So our journey is just coming to the end for this season, and we just want to just try to encourage to let everybody know that we're still here. We're going to be here season 2, and we're going to tell you the reason why this is a season ending episode. We're going to take a break. Right, honey?
Yep.
We're taking a break, and this is something that we planned a long time ago because this podcast is something new. Like I said, as we grow, as we go, we get better and better in time. And it's a learning process. It's pretty cool when you start a podcast. You're just learning things. And the beautiful thing is you can do whatever you want. This is perfect for us because the summertime is coming. And when we first started last summer, we were going hard into it, like, into the summer, June, August and stuff like that. But this time we was like, all right, let's take a break. Let's take a break and we'll come back in, drum roll please, September. We'll come back September. And when we come back in September, we're going to have more great content. We're going to have a lot of things going on.
We'll touch up on a lot more on how to get out of debt, how to kind of organize that. I know that we started out doing that and then we kind of trickled away from it for a little bit, and so we definitely want to get back into that because this is a financial education podcast, and
Yeah.
We definitely want. That's the whole point of it all, is for you
What
to
day?
be financially educated, as well as just to being with
Going somewhere,
us
son?
on our journey.
You gonna see Nick? Okay. Drive safe. Love you. That's my son. That's what I say to him. Always drive safe. Love you. I love you.
Bye, Ton.
Um, and the thing that we preach a lot about too, like Tala was saying, like you were saying, baby, is number one on the Growin Samoan beginner tips. Educate yourself. Educate yourself. So if we don't have podcasts about what you're trying to learn about or what you want to learn about, educate yourself. We're just here to push y'all into that world of financial education. And the only way you can push, I mean, to get into that world is to push yourself, is to educate yourself, you know.
Yeah, educate yourself, and if there's something that if you have questions that hopefully that we can answer, you know,
There's
you can
so
always reach
much, baby, information out there.
right, but some people just don't know where to look for it.
Yeah, and not only that,
That's just
some people don't look like us. Well, a lot of people look like you, but some people don't look like me. The brown, skinny Samoan dude. I look kind of Chinese a little bit, like chinky, but you know what I'm saying is this is the Growin Samoan podcast. This is meant for polys. So if a lot of polys out there, I mean Polynesians, happen to stumble upon us and they're like, oh what? Oh okay, we can relate to the uso and the
well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, I know,
to
but
ask us, because yeah, there's content out there, but most of those content applies to Palangis with student loans and
I know I was just clowning. Because
I know you were.
You look kind of
right.
Becky-ish. Hey, Becky. Susan. You don't want to be a Becky or Susan nowadays. Those are like the worst Palangi women names to me.
Yeah, my name is not anywhere near that.
Oh, the Beckys and the Susans of the world, man.
Yeah. But I only say that if you had questions to reach out to us, is because we are poly. We gone through the
Polynesian.
struggle of being in debt, hitting rock
Shoutout.
bottom,
Sao.
making our, climbing ourselves, or, pretty much climbing right back out of that hole that we dug in.
Ioi. Sao lo tala.
So that's pretty much it. So hopefully we can touch more on how we got out of debt, where we are now, and what steps that we used in our journey that hopefully you can take from us and apply it to your lives.
Yeah. And then, another great thing is to spread the word that we're debt free, people.
Yeah.
We got our asses out of debt. At one point in our lives, not too long ago, we were at $250,000 in debt.
Yeah,
And we're debt free. Now it's all positive. We're investing. All of our money is in
Mm-hmm.
investments and play money. We got a lot of play money and investments and play money and investments.
We're almost at our first goal of getting over, what is it, our 100K?
Well, yeah, but before we get into that, just the fact that two Samoans, a couple as one, because we're two Samoans, got they asses out of debt. That's me and you, baby. High five. Good job. Because a lot of people, they live their lives in debt because they just are not taught anything. And when I mean people, not only just regular people, but polys, man, especially our peoples. It's like it's so much bullshit that our people's got to deal with all this debt, let alone,
I mean, majority of the reasons why is breaking our backs for falavlavus.
That's what I'm saying. Let alone deal with our own,
Yeah.
Because
I know that they're
cultural.
People save, they try to save and save and save, but man, when a funeral pops up or a wedding or just something, and all of a sudden you're having to deplete those funds that you worked hard to save.
People are dipping into their 401k savings, making loans. People are withdrawing, which is the worst thing to do. People are making payday loans. People are just not paying their bill. It's horrible.
Those are and those are things that put us where we shouldn't be, So that's kind of part of that whole getting financially educated so we can
So not
get out of debt and then hopefully, and build an emergency fund for things like
Hey,
Palaves
yeah.
and for stuff like that, unexpected expenses.
we don't have all the answers, but we have our answer.
Yeah, I
The
mean, it
answer
works
that
for us.
that worked for us.
Yeah.
And we're just sharing it with you.
So, you just take that, you mold it and apply it to whatever your lifestyle is. So,
Yeah, it's good to talk about money. People don't like to talk about money. It's not common because not too many people talk about it. Just like how people don't like to talk about police brutality, how people hated it. It was a big elephant in the room about racism here in the United States. Now people are talking about it.
yeah.
Now I hope the same thing applies for, financial education in a smaller sense, but you can see compare it to something like that. Like everybody hated to talk about racism. It was like the thing you don't want to discuss. But now it's like, nah, it's too late. It's out. The bag's out in the open. Everybody, we talking about it now. Let's talk about it. And nobody's talking about finances still, but
No.
we are to our community, our poly community, and a lot of other people are too. Not just us, but because obviously we're learning from other people, other cultures and stuff like that. But our peoples, this is for the peoples, and getting out of debt is a big win for us, because in order to live a life of financial independence is really what me and Tala are striving for, and that's our journey, is to reach financial financial independence. That's the whole point on why we're doing this, and we are going to reach financial independence. We are, and it's amazing for us to share it. I'm loving it. I love it to share it with everybody. People want us to fail. There's a lot of people out there who want everybody to fail in anything you do. But the thing about financial education and is teaching us to reach our financial independence is everything involved with it, from spiritualness to your emotions to your health to everything. It's all worked up as a whole. And that's the one thing I love about it. It's just not about money. It's just not about money. You can't. It's more than that. It's more than that. It has to do with everything, because it's like a piece in your life. Without that piece, it's not complete. So, like, as long as you got all those pieces in your life and you got them set up good and you know about them and you're taking care of it, then you're good. But if you don't have that financial piece in your life, that's one of like the biggest percentages of making your life what it is. If you don't have that, then your life is not complete. But we're getting that now, right, baby?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, I mean, our goal is financial independence. We are on a journey. We have a financial roadmap to get us to the end of our journey.
yeah, we're still working on a roadmap, but
I mean, but that's kind of, we just follow the guidelines and what we've set.
yeah, and we'll talk way more about that on season 2.
Yes.
Because this is what I really want season 1 to be about, is just the basics.
Yep. Getting
The
to know us.
fundamentals, the basics of finances.
Mm-hmm.
And the basics has to start with the basics of financial education. And that's why we put out the Growin Samoan beginner tips 16. And there's some good stuff in there that we consider the basics in starting off your journey. Everybody's journey is different. Your journey is different, listener, whoever you may be right now listening, your financial journey, whatever it may be. Everybody's why is different.
Yeah.
So that means that everybody's different. We're all different. We have our own paths. Our path, me and Tala's path, is towards the path to reach financial independence. But in our journey, it's different than yours. It's going to be different to get there, different than a lot of people. But I like to preach, and I do preach about this. Mm-hmm. Everybody should strive for financial independence. financial freedom. Whatever you want to call it. I think that everybody should strive for that. That should be everybody's goal. Why would I say that? Because it's simple. Some people love their job. Some people love working, which is perfectly fine. Some people love that. But there are some times where an emergency might happen, where, you might have not, may not be able to work. You might have a big time accident, something big can happen. And then you won't be able to work there. And then you'll be stuck. You'll be hurt and you'll be, hurting and pain. Or there's people like me, people like you, who we don't want to work. We just work to pay the bills, right? But while we're working, we do have an end game. We do have a goal of financial independence, because the reason why we're doing this, or why, is because we want time. We want all the time back. We want our time in the near future to spend it with whatever we want to do, and not be forced to go work at a 9 to 5 until you're whatever age they say you have to retire at,
I like reaching FIRE. It's financial independence, retire early. I like that saying a lot better, because it is definitely, I want financial independence and be able to retire early, and not at 60, whatever it is, 67 now.
Yeah.
And that's like a whole nother 30 years.
And we're learning.
That I'm going to lose.
Yeah. So. And we're learning. We're still learning and everything. Oh, that's my DoorDash app. It says Federal Way is busy right now. Nah, homie. Sorry, ain't happening. When we started, what was I saying? Financial independence, working. Now, some people actually like to work, and that's fine. But we really want our time. We really want our time. And when you reach FIRE, like Tala was saying, the acronym is FIRE, stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. That is a term that a lot of people are using. It is a movement. It's a movement. It's a movement.
It's actually a movement.
Yeah, and there's not too many polys in this movement, but we're part of that movement because we believe in it. It fits us perfectly. Mm-hmm. You just work, you save, you invest, and there's in a certain amount of years, you're able to not have to go to a 9 to 5.
Retire from your job and never have to work.
Yeah, because your investments will pay for your expenses for the rest of your life.
Basically, your cost of living.
Yeah. And this is our journey. This is our journey that we're going on. But
for others, I mean, just reaching financial independence for just to spend more time with your family, or whatever your why may be.
Yeah.
That's definitely,
yeah,
a goal.
Yeah. Like I was talking about earlier with the Rubik's Cube, we found the instructions to financial independence. I said instructions to financial education, but in order to reach financial education, financial independence, you need financial education. So I should kind of add that on to the end of my story from the beginning. We found the instructions to financial education, which leads to financial independence. That's better. And my definition of being rich, being wealthy, is having financial independence. That's my definition. Some people think that you're rich just because you make more money than them. That's as simple as that. Some people think they're rich. Other people are rich when they see them on a music video with fancy cars and flashy clothes and flashy things, But in reality, they're pretty broke.
Yeah. If you make a lot of money, then you spend just as much.
Yeah.
And that's the reality.
Yeah. You spend a lot of money. Just go back to my same story. I like to say is that you can work at McDonald's for whatever. I don't know. Say you're making like 20 grand a year full time at McDonald's or something like that. You could save that money and invest it, and you could just keep accumulating and letting that money grow and grow and grow. And then you have another guy who's, let's say, a lawyer who makes $200,000 a year, but he spends $200,000 a year, and he causes himself to be in debt. But he has the fancy car, the clothes, and everything, and the house, big house. But he keeps spending and spending. Well, he'll never reach financial independence. He'll have to be a lawyer for the rest of his life because all he's doing is taking money and just flushing it down the hole with whatever he's buying and causing himself to be more in debt. The person who works at McDonald's, investing that money, they can reach financial independence if they want to, if they do it the right way. That's the whole point about, season 2. That's the whole point about season 2, why we're going to continue with season 2, because there's so much to talk about. Season 1 is just basically the beginning season. It's targeted to all the Samoans or whoever's interested in reaching financial independence and who's interested in this money game, with credit, taxes, all that stuff. And I got some stuff I want to read before we... where'd it go? I'm just looking for it right quick, honey. You want to chime in on that last topic we're talking about while I look for this?
You were just talking about season 2. So, basically, which is what I mentioned earlier to you, is that we want to touch more on financial education.
Wake up, fool. What you doing? Falling asleep?
No, you just reiterated exactly what I already told you.
Don't you be using big words on me. Reiterated. Girl, what's reiterated mean? Definition.
Reiterated?
Yeah, come on, dictionary.
Oh my goodness. It's basically you literally just said exactly what I had already told you.
No, I know.
In a whole
I thought you were gonna read the definition.
Sorry, did you want me to be verbatim?
because you're like, every time I remember you playing Scrabble, and then like you would say a word, and I'm like, what word is that? And you'd be like, the plural noun of blah 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, okay, dictionary.
I love Scrabble.
Yeah.
I'm yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm a geek. Sorry.
Yeah, she's pretty good at Scrabble, y'all. Don't mess with her on Scrabble. She be killing people with Scrabble.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that we can definitely have a lot more tips, financial tips, kind of a little bit more instructions on how you can begin getting out of debt if you haven't already done so, or if you don't know where or how to start. I know that there are people out there and companies that are offering assistance with helping you with your credit. Honestly, Henry and I, we dealt with our debt ourselves. We didn't hire anybody. We didn't put any money. We didn't spend any money on other people to do the job for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Big ups to the family out there. I see it on Facebook. Excuse me. A lot. Shout outs to everybody out there who's doing the credit thing. And that's part of a network marketing thing to me, and I wanted to do my episode of ACN. Remember the network marketing thing we were in years ago, because it's a great story. It's a great story about failures and learning. And the credit thing that you're talking about is a lot on Facebook right now, and I love it because everybody needs to fix their credit, y'all. This is a great thing.
I mean, I see people out there. They have people that they're referring that people should contact. If you're not somebody who wants to take the time and put the effort in and want help to get you started, definitely that's a route.
Yeah.
It is an option.
Yeah.
I honestly, in my opinion, if I want it done, then I need to put the work in to get it done. And I save a lot of money that way.
Yeah.
We saved a lot of money that way.
Well, here's our thing. This is what we say about those kind of programs. It's good to fix your credit, people. First of all, it is great to do that.
You want to do that.
Yeah. If people come to you and ask you if you want to fix your credit, talk to them. See what's up. If you don't want the hassle of doing it yourself, go to them. They can take care of it for you. They'll do it for you. If you don't want to pay a fee and have them, or be charged to do it, well, because obviously that you're paying for services, you're paying for credit repair services.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do that, look, do what we did. We educated ourselves about our own credit repair, and anybody can do it yourselves. As simple as that. But if you don't, and you're lazy, and you don't want to do it yourself, and you want to pay the services, Go ahead. That's fine. Yeah.
There's a lot of paperwork and a lot of
Yeah.
calling and talking to creditors, over the phone, debt collectors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you don't want to deal with that nonsense, then definitely. But me, honestly, the only thing I ever had to spend money on was pretty much the stamps to mail it out in the envelopes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it'll take a little bit of time to get it done, but you know what? You'll save much more in the end. And for me, it was kind of a
You were doing
inner
it.
win.
Yeah,
like for me, it was a personal success because
So
why?
that's
Because I did it myself.
So that's our credit story. You can either go and pay for services. You got family out there that's saying, "Hey, yo, I could take care of your credit. Hey, just come holler at me." And you want to go that route, you go that route. There's nothing wrong with it.
Definitely.
Or if you want to do it yourself, you can do it like us, DIY, do it yourself credit repair. It's not that hard, people. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way because you need to educate yourself about this. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. That's the last thing you want to do is tell somebody else to go and fix it.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy about that, man. This is my honest truth. You got to learn about this stuff because if you don't, this is the stuff you need to know. This is the stuff that the schools were supposed to teach us. This is the stuff that your parents are supposed to teach us.
Yeah. You want to know what you got in debt for. You want to know
You want to know the lingo. You want to know.
Honestly, if it was a debt that was only $100 and the next thing you know on your report it says $700 instead of $100, look into it. Figure out why. Because that's stuff that you can actually dispute or you can that's something that you can argue with the debt collector over.
Yeah.
It is a hassle, let me tell you, but honestly, it'll save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars in the long run. So,
hey, all I can say is that we did it ourselves. We were $250,000 in debt, student loans, for foreclosures, you name it, evictions. I don't know, medical bills, credit card debts, all that stuff.
Yeah.
When we took care of it ourselves, we're debt free. Hey, 100% debt free. Yeah, I started with a low credit score. You know what I'm saying? And now our credit is good.
Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's what? It's where we are needing it to be, and where we want it to see.
Yeah, we got good credit now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
So hopefully we'll touch more on a lot of that in the next season.
Yeah, we'll do more. We'll get more numbers in the next season.
Yeah.
I'll probably do during the break. I'll probably do little videos for the YouTube channel, little how to repair credit videos or how to I don't know, make a budget, stuff like that. Little stuff, maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I'm just throwing it out there, but definitely. Something that we're going to touch more upon on season 2
Yeah.
season 1 has been a blast.
Yeah.
To everybody who's
thank you to
been
everybody
listening, watching,
subscribing, commenting. Thank you to our two
listeners hey.
that have been with us from the beginning. We appreciate you.
2 listeners. Oh my gosh.
Big shout out to just everybody. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you to those family and friends that surprised me when we met up and you came and told me that you guys have been listening to the podcast or you guys have been watching the YouTube and just thank you. Thank you for your support.
One of my nephews came up. We was at the family party. He's like, "Yeah, man, I need to come talk to you. Be on the podcast, talk about finances." And I see him all the time. I said, "You ain't gotta come on a damn podcast to talk to me about finance. Just come talk to me."
Yes, you don't have to be on a podcast. Family and friends that are here locally.
Just call me. That was funny, But it's funny in a way because that's just the Samoan culture. It's just taboo. We just But in our family, everybody's starting to talk. It's slowly being implemented. So you have to talk about it.
Yeah,
you have to talk about it,
and we want, especially the younger generators, the younger generation, to get a feel for finances, especially because they're just starting their lives, and now they're in the real world. They've got to deal with credit and debt and bills and income. So what better way and what better time than is now. While they're just starting out. So
hell yeah. I have a quote here that I want to read, and this is perfect for what we were just talking about. And this quote says, "There is no formal education on financial intelligence. All of this is learned outside of the classroom." Boom, bam, bam, boom, 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 boom. Let me read that one more time. There is no formal education on financial intelligence. All of this is learned outside of the classroom. Fuck you, schools. Or to all the schools that I went to, because they ain't teach me. Oh, sorry. I'm hitting the wall. Because they didn't teach me nothing about what I needed to know about.
No, they definitely, that is one subject they do not teach in school.
Yeah.
Thank God they had driver's education when I grew up, and home ec. Those were my favorite classes. Why? Because that's stuff we use in the real world. And math. But if they did implement financial education, like instead of like, I don't know, language arts, science, history.
I was good at language arts.
I don't know. I mean, but those are...
But I don't use it.
Right. I don't do chemistry.
Yeah.
Or biology. I'm not a biochemist. I'm not a biologist.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't remember the last time I had to use the Pythagorean theory.
I crack up because the kids have been homeschooled for COVID because of the pandemic.
Last time I had to use the Pythagorean theory, I was doing the ASVAB so I can join the military. So what the hell is a Pythagorean theory again? And my friend at work, the USO, he's like, "Oh, it's a squared plus b squared times c squared." I was like, "Damn fool, how you know that?" He's like, "I love math." And in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck these soldiers out here going to use the Pythagorean theory for? What the hell's going on? What the hell is this damn country teaching us? But anyways, you're thinking about school? Homeschool?
Yeah, just the kids have been home with COVID and no idea what calculus is anymore. I don't even use calculus in my...
Unless you want to be a rocket scientist
in my
and fly to Pluto.
Life. I mean, as long as I know how to add, subtract, divide, and multiply, and I know my metrics,
That's what I said. I learned it from Robert Kiyosaki. He said, all you need is reading, basic arithmetic,
reading, writing, basic rhythms.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Honestly, that is all you need in this real world. Then you need to learn how to drive a car. You
Well,
know how to cook.
Yeah, but like, no, I know that, but that's as far as like education wise, like what you need to learn in schools.
Yeah.
So people right now, think about that. Think about that right now, wherever you're at in this world, listening to this podcast. Your job right now. Do you use any of the things that you learned in school for what you're doing right now?
Right.
Anything.
Any of you guys dissect a frog in your regular life right now? Because
it's like it's sad to say, but we were all raised this way. Why? It's not our fault. That's just how society, the world we were raised in, brought into. This is it. This is what we had to go through. We had no choice. We were forced to do these things. But when you get older and you make the choices yourselves, you just step back and you're like, what the hell was I learning all this shit for? I don't need none of this.
Because it's useless.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's really useless in the
unless you want to be a rocket scientist, unless you want to be a veterinarian and dissect a frog.
Yeah.
Is that how you say veterinarian?
Yeah. Unless your career path, like what you want to be, what your dream career is, and that's where you want to go, unless it leads somewhere like you want to be a biologist or a chemist or anything of that nature, then it's different. Yeah. Then you need to know that stuff. And you're going to spend another 8 years in college trying to pay to learn more of that stuff to get a degree.
To paying. This is ridiculous. You're paying for education
when a lot of countries around the world offer it for free.
Yeah.
Really sad.
That's why big shout outs to my nephew, for being drafted, because he graduated from San Diego State University, but with the NFL draft, that'll pay for his education. His income, his salary, whatever he'll be making. And thank God for that, because the regular, normal people who are not student athletes, who just have basic education and just, some scholarships or whatever, they become in debt, time and time again. And then when they get out of college, they have to go and find a job with no experience. And they can't get hired anywhere because they don't have experience, even though they have a degree. And then they still got to pay that shit back. Damn, man, that's some shady shit going on up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, but yeah, just it's just funny that that the kids are learning things on school subjects, just being home with them because they've all been homeschooled. Yeah. About things that I have no idea. We don't use them in our daily lives anymore.
I think it's my conspiracy, because they're teaching our children 5 times 5, a different way. Like it takes like them 20 steps to solve the answer. Yeah. And I'm like, what
is crazy.
What do you mean? Just
that is
just simple.
Why do you need to add 0, 0, 0, 0 and 5 more columns? It's literally just 5 times 5.
So they're setting up our children for failure. They're trying to teach them the hardest shit in the world, and then they're teaching them how to do it the hardest way to solve it. And for what? So they can graduate and not even use it the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Trickery. It's all trickery.
It's just another wonderful thing in our lives.
It's keeping us in debt. It's keeping us dumb. That's the whole goal of the system, is to keep us dumb, to keep us non-financially educated. And that's why I love that quote, financial intelligence. Yeah, there is no formal education on financial intelligence. All of this is learned outside of the classroom. Damn.
If anything, we'd like for you guys to be financially educated and to go educate yourself so that way you can educate your children.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in order for them to deal better and to live better in the real world, it all starts from home.
And our people right now, my peoples, I love my peoples. A lot of us are people of faith, okay? You're a lot of people of faith. There's this book. It's not The Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, okay? It's very, very in the time-ish of the Bible. So a lot of you people can probably familiarize yourself with this book, because it's set in those times, Babylon times. And it's all about a guy learning about money back then. and how you can still use it today. It's a great read, so that's one thing that you can learn outside of the classroom. Teach your kids that. Read it yourself. Richest Man in Babylon. It's a great book. Great book. I love it because it's like kind of like the Bible kind of words spoken of thee, and thou hast done this, that kind of stuff. I love that. That's what leads us into another thing. This other quote is, what we do is we just invest. It's going to be more talk about that in season 2, but there's just so much things to talk about, baby. Baby. But really giving a shout out, though. I'm gonna break it down right quick for this episode. We just really want to give a shout out to everybody who's been tuning in for this season. We're sorry that the end is here, and it's a to be continued kind of thing now. This season 1 of Game of Thrones is over. Now you got to wait to see what happens at Winterfell, season 2. And at least I'm not getting my head chopped off like Stark. What's his name? Ned Stark. But anyways, yeah, baby, we made it through season 1.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody that's been listening. That's been with us through our journey.
Yeah.
And we hope to see you guys on season 2, and hopefully you guys can tune in and hopefully learn more financial tips, financial advice, and things how we are, or where we are now. And
follow us, y'all. Well, follow us. This is our journey. We just like to put these podcasts out, and so you guys can have a familiar face that you guys can all relate to. We say, malo, o amayo, wa amayo diyan.
Namang we have time.
Oy, amang ayo love. Is that like the new sundress thingy?
No. So no, it's not Cali weather up here in Washington. Yeah. It was just muggy. Yeah. It's my Shamangi side. Thank you.
Yeah. Ramen.
Olo wainga.
No wainga. Oi. Lainga lo beer. It's a White Claw, actually. Mango flavor. Big shout outs to my broski Dave. Got me some of these. And with that being said, y'all, wherever you're at in the world today, whether you're driving in your car, at work, in your house, or just chilling, wherever you may be, you have stumbled upon this podcast and listened to this final episode. We love you guys. The world is crazy right now. COVID, BLM, people are trying to tear us apart. This world is trying to tear us apart. Me and Tala were talking about that before we started this podcast. We're talking about, look, no matter what's going on in the world today, you just got to focus on your own. You got to take care of your own people. Take care of your own. Stop worrying about other people and what they think. Stop worrying about the news. Stop watching the news if you need to take a break.
Stay away from the meat.
And just worry about you, your family, your loved ones, in your home, under your roof. How are you guys going to get out of your struggle? The steps you guys got to take to make things happen. The 16 beginner steps that you guys got to take to make things happen. Big ups to everybody out there in the world. We love you guys. Don't forget, y'all, if you guys love this podcast and you want it to keep growing, listen to the podcast. Go to any podcast, listen to it. That helps support. When you listen to our ads, our sponsors, it helps support to keep this podcast growing. And go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. That'll put more awareness out there on YouTube. So people who search for financial independence, financial education, or Samoans, our shit will pop up.
Share. Spread the word.
Spread the word.
You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that's needing advice like that, or needing to know a way to get started.
Yep.
Spread the word.
Spread the word, everybody. And oh man, it's been a journey.
Yeah, thank you guys for being with us through the end of season 1.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing you all and hearing you all.
Mm-hmm.
In season 2. So, and that's September. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Have a great summer.
yeah. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay safe, stay healthy. If you get bored, listen to another podcast again, and continue to educate yourself, you guys. So don't forget to rate, review, subscribe on Apple iTunes, or go to our YouTube, subscribe, leave a comment, or leave a voice message on Anchor.fm. Leave a voice message on Anchor.fm, y'all. If you do leave a voice message, I'll put it on the podcast. I'll play it. You can hear your voice right here on the Growin Samoan podcast.
Yep.
You know, big ups to Chemo too. Shout out to him. We're gonna do some things. We can connect and get some people lined up from season 2. Some more polys, because he said he got a lot of polys out there that can spread us some more great things. And everybody else who's interested to be a guest on the Growin Samoan podcast, hit me up. Hit up our email, growinsamoan@gmail.com. And big ups to all the poly podcasters out there.
Yeah.
So many. This one's for all the poly podcasters. I love you guys. I didn't think that this community was growing, and good Lord, you know. For everything you guys are doing. You guys are awesome. Hashtag Poly Podcast. I think we started that movement. We said, hey, from now on, let's put hashtag Poly Podcast. And it's been flying through it. Anyways, we're available on 9 podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, Stitcher, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and Breaker. The health tip of the day is, oh my gosh, I'm sore. My body is so sore today. I went hooping with my nephews, my son and my nephews, and all I can say is my health tip is one of the things I said on my very early episodes is the human body is the greatest thing because you can mold it and change it anytime you want. It was a quote. I can't find it right now, but that's pretty much my tip. People, don't worry out there. I'm 40, turning 41 in a couple of weeks. I'm 40 years old, and I'm not worried. I have plans, and I know that I can change this body anytime you want. So that's my health tip of the day. People, it's all up to you guys. The human body is an amazing thing because you can change it anytime you want. And with that being said, you know, honey, that's the name of this podcast. We are done. That's it.
All right.
We're done. Tofa soy full. And until next season.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, keep growing, y'all. We love y'all. And, you know, we're just going to take our final picture for season 1 because we are done.
He's so lucky we have to be nice to him tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow's. Oh,
and happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Happy Father's Day
out there.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there who are still here, alive and well, and for those who have passed on.
Yep. Happy.
Manguia leaso kama.
Samoa.
Yeah. And to all the fathers out there, y'all, happy Father's Day. Love you guys. Keep growing, y'all. We out here. We're going to do a hug picture, goodbye picture, you know, because we are done. Just the end.
Okay.
No, you just hug. You say goodbye. We're done. You're
such a baby.
I don't, huh? All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in
you.
for the final episode, season finale.
Season.
We'll see you next season. We love you guys. Be safe out there in the world. Take care of yourself and keep growing. Tofa soy fua.